Hey, welcome back. In this video, going to go over this new underlayment I found. Apparently it's been available in the States for a while. It's a German-made product, but it's distributed here in the US. I've used tons of different underlayment for flooring over the years, and this is by far the best I've ever found and used, so let's get into it. Alright, so this is the product right here. I was able to source this online from Home Depot. They don't carry it in my stores locally. But I did order it online and had it shipped for free to my house. So it is a wood fiber underlayment. Again, like I mentioned, it's a German-made product that's distributed. So the brand is called Steico, but on this label, it doesn't have that name on it anywhere. In the US, it's distributed by Sunco Green Underlayments. But online, when you look it up, it's Steico, Steico. I'll leave a link to it. But yeah, it's an all-natural product, wood fiber. It's available in two thicknesses, 1/4 inch and 1/8 inch. I have the 1/4 inch here. And it's just pressed wood fibers and resin. It has a lot of features. And I'll go over why I got it, why it's the best I've ever used, and what I like about it. And I should mention, it comes in 90 square foot packages. 15 sheets of this 2x3 material. You can also buy it in a 180 square foot order like I did, but it just comes with two of these 90 square foot packages, just plastic together. So this has acoustic properties, R value. So this 1/4 inch actually has a value of R2, and the 1/8 inch is R1. It meets, like, US certification or whatever standards for acoustic dampening. So it says it improves comfort, a bunch of things. It's compressible in a pinpoint area. So say you have, you don't do a good job vacuuming or sweeping as you're putting down your floor. If you get a little piece of debris, that little piece of debris or nail head or whatever will push into the product and conform and keep your floor level and flat, where overall, strength-wise, it's very supporting. It doesn't have a springy feel like a lot of, I've used Eco Cork foam, I've used other like wool and poly underlayment hybrids with plastic in the past, all kinds of stuff. Been doing my own floors for 20 plus years. I'm liking this better for the feel. After I've been walking on it, it's really great. And then it can absorb and release moisture. So when there's high humidity, it can absorb moisture out of the air. And then when it's drier, it releases. So it's kind of like microclimate control. If you care, there was a big part of that on their website. So I guess there's a lot of thought process into this stuff. But I mainly like it because of how easy it is to install and raise your floor height. So I was looking into getting, plywood or OSB material like you would normally do. And you got to glue it and screw it or glue and staple it. Tons of hardware, harder to get the sheets in. This stuff was easy to carry up here. It's lightweight. It's easy to cut and fit down, and it just floats. So not only do I have a floating floor here, and it can be used on non-floating floors, like if you have wood plank and you want to nail through it or whatever, you can do that too. But the big thing is it floats around and moves just like your floating vinyl or laminate or whatever the kind of floor you're doing. So I'll go over a little bit of the install real quick and show you how easy it is to cut and install. Alright, so I'm in the back of my walk-in closet here, and I'm having to, start cutting a little pieces to fit, and I'm reusing material. You don't have to do this, but I've been installing little pieces to fill in edges, like there. But I'll just have this little scrap here that I can show you how it works. You can just score it with a razor. It's not the cleanest way to do it. It does tear out a little material when you do it like that. You can just score it and then snap it, right? And you do get a little bit of these fuzzies, right, when you do that. So you want to keep like a hand vac. I'm just using a Dyson hand vac when I cut it like that. But going through the project, I found that just some like kitchen shears work really well too, and it's a cleaner cut. So once you've marked where you need to go, you can just cut it with some scissors. You get a little bit of a cleaner cut, and you don't get all this tear out when you score and snap. So those are the two best ways I found to cut it. But I'll go ahead. I need to put in this next plank here. I'll go ahead and measure and cut out a piece here. I've been doing my floor in stages as I was ripping out the carpet, but I need to get this place spot filled in, and I'll put this next piece down, show you how that goes down. So when I measured this gap, it was 2 feet, and it's a 2x3 foot piece of material. So I was actually able to fit it in between the two pieces I already fit in, because that piece goes all the way over when I was running it around this corner. That just happens to be where I ended up. The only precaution I'm taking, and it didn't say it in the instructions, but I'm making sure the seams where this stuff meets up doesn't fall under a direct seam of the vinyl I'm putting on top. So I like to overlap it. You can stack this stuff too. You can put multiple layers of this material on top. It does tell you to stagger the seams when you do it that way if you're trying to raise and get more height, more acoustic properties, or more thermal properties, however you choose to use it. But I need to cut a strip to fill in this back here, and I'm just going to cut it off this side. So I need this strip to be 3.5 inches. So I've taken a Sharpie and marked 3.5, and I'm just going to use a straight edge. And you don't got to be perfect. You don't have to butt this stuff up hard together. It is a floating type underlayment, and it is a wood product, so it can move. So it's okay to have little 1/16 to 1/8 gaps between your board. That's no big deal. Just I wouldn't gap it bigger than whatever your flooring recommends. My vinyl plank recommends 1/8 inch, so I've been not, making sure the pieces aren't gapped apart more than 1/8 of an inch. So yeah, I just drew it with a Sharpie. It's easy to mark up that way, and I'm going to cut this with scissors. All right, since I had this sheet laid down, it's going to be harder to cut it with scissors when it's already laid down, and I don't want to pick it back up because I have it fit nice. I'm just going to do the score and snap method. So I just have my straight edge along the thing I marked, and I'm going to run my razor a couple times. You don't have to push crazy hard. And then I'll leave my straight edge there as I pry it up to snap it. And then I can fit my piece in and slide it over. And then I'll just take my vacuum, these little boogers you get when you score and snap, just knock those off, vacuum them up real quick. And a little tip, I always like to vacuum out my click lock system before I fit the next piece in, just to make sure there's no junk in it. But yeah, I have the pieces in. I know my board won't hit any of the overlaps, so I'll put my piece in. And that's how it goes over, right? And then some of this has been, you're supposed to store this stuff flat to climatize. It is a wood product. This piece had a little bow in it, but after a little bit, and when you put more weight on it with your flooring, this all lays flat. To jump back in real quick, this stuff is not a vapor barrier. So if you're you can use it on concrete. So you need to test moisture in your concrete. And if you still need to do a seal coat or plastic for vapor, if your slab's not, up to par, if there's, not a vapor barrier under the slab, you have too much moisture in it, you want to put your plastic down or your seal coat to seal the concrete. And then you can throw this stuff right on top of that, and then your vinyl or LVP or whatever flooring you want. So I thought I would throw that in there. Figured somebody would be curious about a concrete installation. And that's another perk of the R value. If you've got a cold basement slab, you want to put floor on, this will give you a little insulation. So another perk of this product. So we just got that last piece in there. I'll go ahead and fill out the rest of this as I finish it. But just to show you, I'm in sandals, but you can walk on this stuff. You could put it over your whole floor first. Or I chose not to just manage my install because I was doing it in stages anyway. So, you know, I'd run a row, do a couple sheets of flooring, then run the next row. As I was moving furniture around, I started over there and worked my way this way. But yeah, that's it. Great product. Again, I'll leave a link to it in the description. I really like it. It's going to be my go-to from now on when I need a good underlayment or adjust my floor height or any of the above. So yeah, check it out. I think it's worth it. I like it way better than, you know, plywood or any of the stuff that comes in a roll, right? That's more of a pain in the butt, and it doesn't give you the height you often need. So yeah, check out the product. Thanks for watching. All right, bye.